warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. KMES English Medium Junior College welcome its students for second online lecture of psychology for the topic Psychology, a Scientific Discipline. Student, in the previous lecture we have studied that 1. Psychology is a scientific discipline. Second, the objective why psychology is a scientific discipline with reference to its history, research method, major challenges and rationality. Third, we have discussed about the fact, myth and misconception about psychology. Today I am going to explain you the introduction of the chapter Psychology, a Scientific Discipline and Key Features of Science. Introduction. When human evaluation have reached from Homo habilis to Homo sapiens, they were known as species. These species were human being. Human being has to survive on earth. So the need of survival has made man to explore, that is to discover, to find out the world around them. The exploration of the world lead to many things in life, like invention of fire, making of stone weapons, building of houses, discoveries of wheel, etc. These were human being need for survival. Even when the basic need were fulfilled, they keep on exploring new things for comforts and luxuries. And today we live in the age of science. Almost, or you can say everything around us is carried out by the use of science. For comforts, fan, light, air condition, etc. For entertainment, radio, television, internet, etc. For cooking equipment, grinder, oven, stove, etc. For mode of transport, bus, car, aeroplane, train, etc. For communication, mobile phone, mass media, and today we are conducting our lecture online. All this is use of science. So our life is completely influenced by the science. This lead to development of various science. Classified science into three groups: physical, biological and social. Physical group consists of physics, chemistry, geology, whereas biological group consists of zoology, botany, physiology. And social group consists of sociology, economics and psychology. When psychology was classified as a social science, question people question, is psychology a real science or not? Answer this question, we need to answer two more questions. That is, what is science and what is psychology? The aim of this chapter, Psychology, a Scientific Discipline, is to answer these two complex questions, what is science and what is psychology, by throwing light on topic like key features of science, history of psychology as science, research method in psychology, challenge in establishing psychology as science, and the importance of rationality. So let's understand each of this topic in detail. Key features of science. What do you understand by the word science? Science is a Latin word which means scientia, which means knowledge. So, science is derived from Latin word scientia, which means knowledge. Work of science. Work of science is to pursue, that is to investigate the information, application of knowledge, that is the act of applying those information, and understanding the natural and social world. Following a systematic methodology based on evidence. So, science is derived from Latin word scientia, which means knowledge. The work of science is to pursue an application of knowledge and understanding natural and social world following a systematic methodology based on evidence. Some of the key features of science are 1. Empirical evidence. 2. Objectivity. 3. Scientific causality. 4. Systematic exploration. 5. Replication. 6. Predictability. You can learn this 6th feature by the word press O, where P stands for predictability, R for replication, E for empirical evidence, S for systematic exploration, S for scientific causality, and O for objectivity. Now let's Now, let us look at each of these features in detail. First, empirical evidence. Empirical means based on observation and experiment. Evidence indicates that the given information is true. So, empirical evidence refers to acquiring information by direct observation or experiment. For example, if you throw a ball on hard surface, it is going to bounce back. Science is an evidence-based approach to study and interpret its information, where bouncing of ball back is the interpretation of information. Whereas scientific knowledge is based on verifiable evidence, so that the other investigator can measure the same phenomenon and verify the result in future. It means that other person can throw the ball and check the result in future. So, empirical evidence is 1. Empirical evidence referred to acquiring information by direct observation or experiment. Second, science is an evidence-based approach to study and interpret its information. Third, scientific knowledge is based on verifiable evidence, so that the other investigator can measure the same phenomenon and verify the result in future. Coming to the second features of science, objectivity. Objectivity means not influenced by personal feeling or opinion. Science objectively study the fact taken into account. Objectivity means the ability to see and accept the fact as they are. For example, cigarette smoking is injurious to health. So, we have to accept the fact that cigarette smoking is harmful. Objectivity means all source of bias and prejudice should be kept aside. That is, it should be free from personal feeling that cigarette smoking relaxes mind, or it is a status symbol or fashion, or it is better than taking alcohol. So, objectivity is 1. Science objective study the fact taken into account. Second, objectivity means the ability to see and accept the fact as they are. Third, objectivity means all sources of bias and prejudice should be kept aside.
Sure.
Coming to the next features of science, scientific causality. Science aims to find out the cause-effect relationship. For example, if you study hard, you will get better grade. In scientific study, all other variables are kept aside to find the effect of independent variable cause on the dependent variable effect. For example, it is raining, so the roads are wet, where raining is the cause, an independent variable. The roads are wet is effect, the dependent variable. So, scientific causality is 1. Science aims to find out the cause-effect relationship. Second, in scientific study, all other variables are kept aside to find the effect of independent variable cause on the dependent variable effect. Coming to the next features of science, systematic exploration. Science use sequential procedure, that is step by step way to study a particular phenomenon. For example, we use sequences in English for telling story, for giving information or instruction. These sequences word are first, next, then, after that, finally. Sequential procedures are scientific steps. It include identifying the problem, formulation of hypothesis, collection of fact, analysis of fact, scientific generalization and prediction. For example, if you want to prepare a tea, you will do it by sequential procedure in following way. First, boil water. Next, add a tea powder. Then, add a hot water to it. After that, add milk and sugar. And finally, stir it. This leads to the sequential procedure for the preparation of tea. So, systematic exploration is 1. Science use sequential procedure to study a particular phenomenon. Second, sequential procedure are scientific steps. It include identifying the problem, formulation of hypothesis, collection of fact, analysis of fact, scientific generalization and prediction. The next feature of science, replication. Replication means exact copy. Replication means reproducibility of scientific knowledge under same situation anywhere and any time. For example, when water is boiled above 100 degrees centigrade anywhere at any time, it turns into vapor. Replication assures the reliability of result. It helps in establishing a scientific theory. Therefore, transformation of water from liquid state to gaseous state help in formulation of scientific theory called evaporation. So, replication is 1. Replication means reproducibility of scientific knowledge under same situation anywhere and any time. Second, replication assure the reliability of result. Third, it helps in establishing a scientific theory. Coming to the last features of science, predictability. Predictability is important features of science. Scientists not only give detail about the phenomenon being studied, but also explain how it appear in future. So student, these are the six key feature of science. Student, let's look at the question that could be asked from the topic key features of science. They are: explain in detail the key features of science. Second, define the concept replicability. Third, what is science? Thank you.